exciting episode of the What You Been Watching podcast. I am your host, the marvelous Mike D, joined as always by my co-host, cohort, and youngest brother,
MD3, Marcus Dudley, checking in on YOU. What's going on out there in the podcast land? We are broadcasting from the, I guess this would be the Northeast. What You Been Watching studios, maybe?
You know, we out
something like that, near a different set of lakes. But, you know, we don't need to always give away the location. That's just a courtesy. How are you today, man?
It's been a long day, man. I fortunately got a chance to take a nap, so I feel reinvigorated.
That's good.
Even if it was only for like 20 minutes, but sometimes that's all you need, you know?
Yeah, man, a little twilight nap. They help a lot. I am on fumes, so if my energy's a little low this episode, I apologize.
It happens.
But yeah.
That's the best of us.
I know.
You can't go, you know, we got two modes, man. You and me we're either go, or it is slow the fuck down.
Yeah, dude. I think part of it's just, again, we're getting older and older. We talk about the weather more and more on this podcast. It is the shift from, whatever to spring, I guess winter to spring. And I know, I'll tell you this, unless you're in this North Florida region from Live Oak to about where we're at here in Tallahassee, and you're talking about, the pollen here is so bad. No, it's not. Not tree pollen. You may have like dust ragweed or some shit like that where it tumbles on through in Kansas or something like that. But no, when it comes to tree pollen, you don't.
Right.
You don't. And that's what we're dealing with right now.
The trees are literally mating on top of us.
Yeah, and it's snowing. Like when you go to your car, there's a solid, can be a quarter inch of just pollen dust on there at times.
Like
sometimes
snow.
it's a thin film. Other times it's like, no, there's a literal quarter inch of pollen on top of my car.
Yeah. And it gets on all your clothes.
It's in the air.
It's coarse.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's
Other
what we're
Star
dealing
Wars
with.
references.
I know, right? It's coarse. The sand. Write a bad love story about
them. I killed them all.
Anyways. Well, yeah. Other than that, you all right, though?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Other than that, Liz took the kiddos down to Walt Disney World.
You weren't invited?
I was not invited once again.
That's cold-blooded.
It is. I was like, this is the second time, and I'm starting to take it personal.
I would have on the first one. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm not going on the boat. You're selling the house, and we got to go to therapy? Yeah. What the F happened?
Right. Yeah. It's all right. I was promised that next time there would not be a third time being left behind, and I was promised Galaxy's Edge, and I was like, do not play with my emotions, woman. I'm going to fly that Millennium Falcon.
I don't believe any of this. I'm going to be honest with you. I think next time will be next time, and the time after that will be next time.
That's right.
You're in the next time loop, buddy.
That's right. No, we're going to go one day. Just, we can't go this time.
The next time, though, I promise. Tomorrow,
can we have a catch, Dad?
Tomorrow, yep. That's a loop you're in right now. And the only way to break that loop is to listen to Ketsa Always Bright, our lovely intro music.
That's right.
That'll snap you out of your Groundhog Day of being left behind. So shout out to him. Shout out to Mr. A1. Let's go ahead and get him out the way. Our lovely interlude music is done by Mr. A1. If you're not sure who that is, go ahead and just send him an email. You can find him at a1reality.music@gmail.com. If you're just like, I heard about you, and I heard you had the flavors. And then just ask him for some music. And you might just get like a little sample, and you'll go, I needs more. And that's when he strikes. The first one's free. And
that's
after that,
your first taste is always free,
First taste
baby.
is free. And he'll got the flavor. He has the flavors for you. I'm confident of that. So reach out to him if you got any kind of custom music that you need. Again, you can reach him at a1reality.music@gmail.com. The man is a quadruple threat. He sings, he raps, certainly he does beats. And what else does he do, Michael?
I heard he developed a new teaching method that is sweeping the nation.
Oh, yeah?
It's called sit down and do your fucking work.
It is literally sweeping the nation. I get it. I like that. That was well done. What other plugs do we got?
Let's see. Oh, MK Dudley.
Yeah, he's at wolf.matt.tattoos on Instagram. He does our lovely banner. That's how you know it's official. You can write us in with all of your thoughts. I'm going to do a whole thing on some Oscar revision history here in a little bit.
Oh.
And also, here's the other thing. We want to know what you've been watching. Like you, the viewer, what you've been watching.
Right.
You know what I mean? So write us in and let us know.
Recommendations, things you love, things you hated. Like, hey, you guys talked about everything everywhere all at once, and I saw it, and it was Dog shit.
Doo-doo. Yeah. But yeah, write us in at whatchabeenwatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Where else can they find us on the socials, my brother?
They can find us on Facebook.com/Dudley Bros Podcast. They can also find us on the gram at whatchabeenwatching and on YouTube at WBW Podcast.
That's
Write
right.
us in.
That's right.
Hit us up. Yeah, so that about covers that, man. How you been? You been rolling along?
Yeah, man. Just trying to keep on swimming, brother. You know, kind of a new job, but we'll see. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to reveal all that yet too much, but you know, just chipping away at it, man.
To be revealed.
To be more shall be revealed. But yeah, it's you know, like I said, just keeping on swimming.
Cool, man.
So
sometimes that's all you can do, man.
For real, dude.
Just keep the head above water and
look, I'm not. We don't usually talk politics or anything like that on this show, and we're gonna not on this segment. But I just want y'all to know we understand that the world is absolutely crazy right now.
fuck yeah.
Like, reach out for if you need to talk or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Find your people, talk to them, stay close to them. We understand how crazy it is, and we appreciate if we can help you in any way. Just kind of kick back from all that nonsense that's going on and just listen to us rattle about movies and Oscars and stuff like that for a little bit. So we're here for y'all for that. And like I said, just we understand how crazy it is right now. And sadly, I don't know if it's going to get any better. So we'll have to learn to cope and distract ourselves. So with that, my brother.
Smiling as the world burns, right?
Yep, I want to know.
Nero playing the fiddle.
That's right, man. That's right. Anyways, I need to know what you been watching, my brother.
My man, I sat down with the kids the other day and I watched a movie that I had seen kind of piecemeal here and there. It's one of their favorite movies called Mitchells versus the Machines.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
I'm a big fan of it. Basic plot is the Mitchell family is taking their eldest daughter to some college in like Silicon Valley or something like that, and it coincides on the same day as a new AI robot is released through this like Apple-esque or sort of company, and lo and behold, the AI gains sentience and decides that humans are now going to be problematic. So chaos ensues.
It
sounds way darker, but it's actually a really good kids movie.
No, it is. It is. It's done by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are the director. They did 21 and 22 Jump Street. They rebooted that. They were the ones that did the Spider-Verse. Excuse me, the first one. They executive produced. They directed the first one. I think they did the Lego movie as well.
They did.
So like they have a weird track record of just like making movies that wouldn't necessarily sound a certain way be awesome.
Right.
And they're really talented, man. I got to give them that. And this movie keeps the momentum in terms of their win streak going. It was nominated for Best Animated. It lost to Encanto, but really deserving. It was to me, it was a close race between those two movies because Mitchell and the Machine's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's just a good family movie. It's a road trip movie. Whilst the AI apocalypse is looming upon them. It's like, all right, we're going to take a road trip in order to, end up defeating this situation, but it really is more of a family road trip movie to me than an actual.
It's about connecting with the people around you and disconnecting from the digital world, in healthy doses and making sure that you're not so embedded into your online presence.
It's kind of like a Goof Troop, but it was his social friends for that one.
Yeah.
In fact, there wasn't, but like him impressing this girl and him being, seen a certain way in schools.
A Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie, yeah, not Goof Troop. Yeah. It's very similar. Yeah, but kind of a Goofy movie kind of feel where it's like, hey, just be with be present, this and that and the third. But yeah, no, I like that movie a lot, man. It was I've heard it a lot in the background. I've actually sat down and watched it once though, and I really like it, man. Danny McBride's the dad, and he's very well cast.
Which
actually.
I don't know why it took me so long. I thought it was Seth Rogen through half the movie, and then all of a sudden it just clicked. I was like, oh, that is absolutely Danny McBride.
Yeah, he kind of came out of his comfort zone a little bit on that one. But I mean, if you're in the trusting hands of Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and they're like, hey, we want you to do it, like the answer is yes. These guys know what they're doing in terms of they have a vision and know how to execute it. So
yeah, I mean they've got enough weight behind their name and goodwill to where if they next wacky pitch that they throw out there, take a swing, why not?
Yeah, they were set to they were directing the Han Solo movie, and then they brought in what's his name, Ron Howard, to finish because I guess it was like they were doing like improvisational scenes, and like there were starting to be disputes about the vision of the movie, and this.
It was a lot more comical, I think, than what the producers actually wanted.
Yeah,
a little bit more lighthearted. They're like, well, we gotta make this a little darker because apparently we're losing our male audience. And
I would have been interested because apparently the guy that was. The rumors that at that point in the Solo movie, they were bringing on like acting coaches while the movie was being shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it was started to get kind of off the rails. I still would have been interested to see that movie. Those two guys doing a Star Wars movie, but I think they got a credit of producer credit just because like they stepped away after filming a bunch of stuff, and they're like, we can't. I mean, we can't give them nothing.
Right. Once you get a certain percentage done, you're like you got to be paid what's owed.
Right. So
yeah, but good for them. I really enjoy the Mitchells versus the Machines, and they've all got the fun, quirky little characters. There's the dog that the AI can't tell if it's a potato or a loaf of bread or a dog, and it weirds it out, and like that's the glitch that lets them into the digital fortress or whatever it's called. The Apple production company. Yeah. Who played the mom in that? That was Maya Rudolph.
Oh yeah. That's
right. She was fantastic. I mean, as good as Danny McBride was in the movie, I think he really stepped out of his element. Whereas I think she is very comfortably at home in this.
She's talented, man. Like legit. There's still some hitters on Saturday Night Live. Some of them just left, but like that run with her and Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon, like that was
right. That was a triple threat right there.
They were crushing.
They could all sing, act, dance. Just phenomenal comedy writers. I mean, just so sharp witted.
Crazy. Yeah, they all have such good timing too. So yeah, she's mad talented, man. She was she's one of those like I wouldn't be put it past her to step into a dramatic role. I think she's won an Emmy, and for serious stuff, for funny stuff, like she's just all around like an entertainer. So
right.
So yeah. So you want to review it or just? I mean, I liked it. I don't really know what else to say. It's a really good kids movie. It's watchable for adults.
Oh, completely.
I think it's not like, and it's not one of those like where Shrek had jokes for adults. This is to me, it was a kids movie. There might be one or two kind of adult wink things, but
not really.
Not really. It's more of a kids movie that is still very enjoyable by adult standards.
Sure. I mean, like in most kids' movies, they sort of meander around the plot, or like they'll lose the sight of the focus of what the movie is in order to make a joke or have a silly character or something. And it stays the course on this one. It's a pretty straightforward. I mean, we have to go do this, find the MacGuffin in order to go do this thing, and they stick with it the entire time.
Yeah, and it's not so low. It's not so kids movie that it's like, I mean, they are, right? But it's not like farts are funny,
Sure, right.
I mean, they are again.
Right, again. But I cannot stress this enough.
Yeah. So, anyways, you want a squeaker. Anyways, do you want to rate it?
Yeah, I'm gonna rate it. One outdated phone.
I like it.
But it's got a lot of really good pictures on it.
Yeah,
a lot of good memories.
A lot of good memories down that road. Now, a lot of history on that phone. There, got your first wife on now. Anyways, what else have you been watching, my guy?
Let's see. After that, I did a complete spin from that, and I watched the new Jamie. I don't know if it's new, but it's been out for a minute.
Newish.
Day Shift.
Day Shift, the Night Walker movie.
It's him and Snoop Dogg killing vampires in L.A.
Oh, no. I didn't know Snoop Dogg was in it.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, I remember that was Jamie Foxx had a bit of a comeback on Netflix movies.
Yeah.
He did like that, Power, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. What else? He did one other one.
Yeah, but he got one of those Netflix deals where all right, we're just going to make...
The one with Cameron Diaz is the other one. Yeah, that came back out.
Oh, yeah. God, what was that called?
It was like Day and Night or something like that. No, that was Tom Cruise.
That was Tom Cruise, yeah.
I think it's called like Back in Action or something.
I mean, they look the same, so I can see how you'd be like, confused.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise. Yeah.
I mean, they're almost the same person, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no, he definitely has an overall deal over there. But
I really loved when Tom Cruise played Ray Charles.
Hey, more on that in a minute. We're not going to sully that one. But yeah, what'd you think about it? I have not seen it, so I really got nothing to contribute. It seemed to me, why I haven't watched it, is it seemed to be more, and these movies serve a purpose, but just middling, straight to streaming kind of movies.
You're not wrong. It's
not necessarily bad, not necessarily just kind of...
it's...
Just kind of schlocky, just kind of
extremely schlocky. I'll tell you this: it's a fun movie in terms of I laughed and I had a good time, but I don't think it was for the reasons that the producers intended. I mean, I just thought there were some parts that were so gratuitous and over the top and silly and stupid that I had to laugh at it. And I don't think that that's what they were going.
It's not supposed to be a comedy. It's not supposed to be campy.
I mean, it's Jamie Foxx being funny at times, for sure. But it is just so like everybody in this movie has the same vampire hunting style, in as much as they're like flipping off of walls and doing like literal hurricane ranas on them and clotheslines, and then they're like bending them over backwards, and it's like everybody's a luchador and also a karate expert and also a Cirque du Soleil clown and
I mean, if I were to hunt vampires, I would want some of that skill set. I'm gonna be honest with you, but also give me a big ass Gatling gun with a bunch of stakes.
Well, I got news for you, sir.
Oh, yeah? They have one in there?
Big ass Gatling gun.
What?
Show
See,
up.
I like this movie now and then. Somebody came in and was like, wait a second, why are we flipping around? We got the firepower.
That's right.
We got the firepower.
This is what we call led down field.
That's one of my favorite scenes, and I know it's a different movie, Constantine, when he finally just is like, he's been kind of like using bugs and all these little gadgets, and then he finally walks into the building and just stuffs a cross into the sprinkler system.
Right.
Starts melting these people, and then it starts blasting them. Pachow, pachow. I'm like, yes.
Finally.
It's all this sneaky. Let's just go in there and lay these a-holes to waste.
That's right. Oh, Gavin Rossdale was in that movie.
Yeah, fire. I was born of this. He did kind of bite that line.
Yeah, I all the takes, and that was the one that you chose. You didn't want to be like, "Hey, Gavin, let's just run that back one more time."
I mean, that movie came out before Dark Knight, but yeah.
No, I just mean his
delivery
on that line was like, "Ooh, that was a choice."
Yeah.
Let's do just one more, just for safety's sake.
Yeah, they need to bring that movie back. Let's do Constantine 2, baby. I'm for it. Anyways, where were we? Gatling guns.
That's
they
right,
say
that's
that I can watch. I can get on board that. I can abide such things.
Yeah. It's so goofy, and so like none of the rules about being a vampire are clear. Like they specifically say at some point in the movie, like, oh, well, there's 5 different types of vampires, and one has this sort of power set, and the other one sort of does this, but they're all kind of the same. And then none of that comes into play at all. They're all just dispatched with the same ease and techniques.
It's like they made a ninja in Mortal Kombat and then just palette shifted it, and you can beat them the same way by throwing the same high punches and lower kicks.
Right, just color swapped it basically.
Yeah. No, they do that in video games all the time, and they're like, it's this one, but it's a slight upgrade. It's a wrinkle in its attack set or something, and you're like, I'm going to dispatch it the same way I did the last one.
That's right, yeah.
It's like Ninja Gaiden does that. I'm like, oh, give me the flying guillotine, running, press forward and Y, and then you soar across the screen and behead somebody. I'm going to do that until I'm not allowed to do this anymore.
Until you make me stop doing it.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see. Who else is in this? Dave Franco's in it.
Oh, yeah, I like Dave Franco, actually, man.
I like him, too. I think he was miscast in this one.
Is he like super serious lead vampire?
No.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah, that's right. He's the exact opposite. He is tasked with shadowing Jamie Foxx as a vampire hunter union representative to make sure he's following the rules. And he's trying to do this like nebbish, like vampires, and it just doesn't work. It's
like you know that they exist, you know what they do to people, you know that we're hunting them, and you're still squeamish. Like that doesn't make sense.
Or like Jamie Foxx tosses him a gun one time and goes, shoot the mother. Jamie Foxx is being pinned down, and he kicks the gun to Dave Franco, and Dave Franco's like, what do I do? I'm like, what do you do with the gun? How? This is America, dude. That's like required learning in our educational system.
Yeah, that's like the Indiana Jones asking, what are eels? And it's like, you're a world-renowned professor, and you don't know what an eel is?
Archaeology professor of some renown and knowledge.
You don't know what an eel is. Yeah, I don't believe it. It's just like you're an American, you don't know what a gun is.
Like, I mean, literally looks at it like, well, what do I do? And he's like, pull the trigger, and it's not working. You gotta turn the safety off. It's like, Jesus, fuck, James Franco, just fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, it seems like that casting would annoy him, or at least that character. But I mean, if that's what they asked him to do, then he did a good job. But
no, he did a good job. It's just, why would you get Dave Franco in that role just to I don't know, make him just, I guess him trying to do something comedic or expand his repertoire or something, but
it just
it was
doesn't
a
make
misfire.
It's like he's there to make sure he follows the rules, but it's like, or is it so like a Geneva Convention of vampire hunting, where it's like international, you can't do it when they're in their coffin. That's a no-no. Everybody needs beauty sleep.
I mean, I think it's more based around, again, and it's never fully explained, I think it's more based around trying to keep vampires secret and making sure that they're not interfering with like local law enforcement and stuff. But at some point, they're vampires. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they're flying around here
Like,
on
well,
Nimbly Bimbly.
I would extricate that vamp right there, but damn, I'm within 500 feet of a school zone.
I never.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
So,
I mean, I get why they would want those rules, but like, let's be real, to sit there and like, oh, you're gonna write me a ticket when I'm done. You take my.
Well, they kick you out of the union, but apparently that doesn't stop because that doesn't matter because there's also freelance vampire hunters that seem to be doing quite well for themselves.
Yeah, what? Oh no, not the Briar Patch.
Right.
I mean, I get to do exactly what I'm doing without you in the car with me.
Rules.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Were the action sequences all right though?
Yeah, I mean it gets pretty cheesy. I mean, Jamie Foxx at some point gets kicked up a flight of stairs.
Yes, vampire strength can do that.
Yeah, and he even comments, he goes, "Did that motherfucker just kick me upstairs?"
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
and he's being thrown through. He gets thrown through drywall and brick wall with the exact same force and impact. I'm like, okay, so brick wall, he should be splattered, brain matter all over the fucking pavement, and he's just gonna fall through it like it was rotten drywall. Okay, all right.
Yeah, man, people don't get tossed. I've just fallen, and I'm like, ow!
Right. I stubbed my toe the other night and wanted to die.
Yeah, dude, going thrown through a brick wall, like, nah, ain't happening, dude.
I literally was sitting on the ground like, you should just fucking end it, man. Just end it now.
It is funny the way they do that, man. And it did get popularized, the Marvel thing, where action movies have to have a comedy element. And a lot of that's James Gunn. And I guess we could pivot a little bit. You saw the Lanterns trailer?
I have.
What'd you think about it? Or actually, let's review Night Watch first, and then we'll talk Lanterns. How about that?
Yeah.
Just to close one and not have two open, because then we're going to pivot again and have three open. Yeah.
Let's see. I really don't have a lot to say about it. It's a fun movie, but not for the reasons that people would think. I just love watching stupid, ridiculous shit, and this was very much that in spades. So I had a great time, but I think if you're going into this with the idea that it's going to be a fun action vampire movie, you're going to be disappointed at the pacing, and a lot of the jokes are going to fall flat, and the action's going to be like, well, didn't we just see that exact fight like 3 minutes ago?
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. So what's the actual review though?
I'm going to rate it 2 soft-ass vampire teeth.
I like that. Like a soft-shelled turtle. That's like the breed of vampire, but for toofs.
That's right.
Yeah. No. Anyways, we're going to pivot to Lanterns.
Yeah.
What did you think about the trailer?
I mean, I'm down. A buddy cop movie, just roaming the desert and fighting crimes, solving mysteries with the dog. Wait, I might be confusing my movies.
Yeah, no, you might be. No, man, I'm gonna see it because I really like Green Lantern. Is just I think it's one of the coolest power sets in the entire DC, and I really like Jon Stewart. I'm glad that they're using him. Remember when the Justice League cartoon was out? That was most people's entry point, or for a certain generation, into the Green Lantern world.
Right, they had no idea who Hal Jordan was.
Yeah, and so I'm a big fan. He's always been. I understand Michael was a Kyle Radner guy.
Oh yeah.
And I get that. Most people are too. It's like Wally West versus Barry. I'm a Barry guy. Most people are a Wally West guy. I get it. But me, I'm a Jon Stewart guy. I like the when you get a good artist with his constructs, because he's an engineer, and so it is literally up to his mind. And the whole corny I understand he got the ring in like the 30s or whatever, but doing like Batman has the joke one time about Hal Jordan. He's like, you have a ring with unlimited power of will, and you're using it for baseball mitts and hammers.
Right, boxing gloves, boomerangs.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Right. Meanwhile, Jon Stewart's constructing a whole, like mounted mech assault vehicle and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to go on my downtime, I'm going to go turn this into a water well so I can, build rivers and stuff. It's like, for people in Africa. He's like, I built a baseball glove. Yeah,
I made a big net so when they fall, I'm gonna catch them in it.
So yeah, that's why I like Jon Stewart, and Hal Jordan's the OG. But I say all that to say, man, this is a bit of my fear is when it came to James Gunn taking over, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to pass judgment, right?
Sure.
And what I was saying earlier, and why I even brought up Lanterns in the first place when we were talking about Night Watch, right? Is so many action movies are
Day Shift.
Day Shift. Sorry, Night Watch. Night Watch is a good movie.
That is a good.
That's
movie.
a really good movie. If you haven't
watch
heard of
a
that
vampire movie, go
yeah,
watch Night
check
Watch.
that. That's really original, actually. Yeah, Day Shift or whatever. Whatever you said earlier, the Jamie Foxx movie, is that so many action movies now have to have a certain amount of comedy embedded into them. And it started with Marvel. I think it really hit its stride with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that works really well in Guardians of the Galaxy when you have plucky characters, right? And like the Chris Pratt-esque style like humor. Even like Ryan Reynolds kind of does the same thing where it's just like quippy, 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 quippy.
Right.
Like he's been doing that since the movie Waiting. And like it works for them, but some people are starting to breed that into other things. And my fear with when James Gunn took over the DCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that tone is going to work across the board.
Oh no!
And so,
God forbid they take that into Batman or some other. Like if we have Batman dropping one-liners, somebody fucked that up.
Unless we're going campy again, which I'm fine with.
I mean, if you're going to do a Adam West kind of Batman, but even that. You're still just doing a pale imitation of Adam West.
Yeah, and I don't have to be that campy, but like we've talked about it before. I don't want another brooding Batman movie. We've got 4 of them. Like,
right.
We're good. I don't necessarily need it to be as campy as Adam West, but like we're fighting clowns here. Like we're fighting a guy with a freeze gun. Like not quite Joel Schumacher. There's a way to do Joel Schumacher without it being that like space, opera-y. Like like
I'm fighting a guy named Kite Man for Christ's sake.
Yeah, like
there's
a bit of silliness to this. I'm dressed up as a bat, and I'd rather do this than go to therapy from my mom. You know what I mean? Like there's some silliness to this that everybody like. We've had 4 of those movies. We're good.
Right.
And I like Robert Pattinson. Finish that trilogy. But like when that's done, I do not need another one. Again, I say all that to say, golly, I'm getting sidetracked. With Lanterns, it felt like very Peacemaker, where they're just like dropping F-bombs and being like in a certain amount of surly attitude that I noticed in lines of Peacemaker. And I had my warning flag went up. And I'm going to watch the show. This is me just basing it off the trailer. But like I don't know if I want this tone of like James Gunn can write very like adult themes like he can in Peacemaker, right? Or he can do like really Guardians of the Galaxy stuff where there's still adult themes in that, but like
it's a much more lighthearted.
Yeah,
more
but it's a
fun.
lot more lighthearted though too. But like I don't want this to be Peacemaker, dude. Like I'm sorry, and I love. I think James Gunn is a brilliant filmmaker. It sounds like I'm taking a shot. I'm really not. I just don't want his tone across the board.
Right. You don't want the homogenization of what should be essentially like Batman is a very different character than Superman, just in terms of motives, emotions, history. Who is very different than Wonder Woman? Who is very different than even the Green Lanterns themselves within the Guardians are not the Guardians. The Green Lantern Corps
right.
are. I mean, Jon Stewart, like we said, is a very different personality than Hal Jordan, who is completely different than Guy Gardner, who is so to have that homogenous sort of plain, monotone sort of everything is the same color, everything's got, varying shades of the same color kind of thing. I feel what you mean. It's doing a disservice to what should be really, really good individual, unique characters.
Yeah, and it's mostly just again tone too. Like James Gunn. I don't need everything to be Guardians, right? And they've certainly imitated that style. Like if you watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie with Chris Pine, pulls a lot of influence from Guardians, which is fine. Like there's a place for that style of movie, and then there's also like this other side of James Gunn that's like, I don't know. The whole trailer felt like very serious. And like these 2 guys just bickering and like cussing at each other, and it's like this is not what I pictured for. Like he's just shitting on this guy, being like, "The ring's gonna choose you," and it's like I don't picture this at all. Right. Like in terms of
you
when
guys
I read
supposed to be friends.
Yeah, like I don't. I didn't picture. They were trying to do like hard traveling heroes, like they did for Green Arrow and Green Lantern. Which, if you're gonna do that,
just do that.
Yeah, that's one of the best runs ever. And I say that full stop of comic books. But I don't know.
Was that Kenny O'Neill that did that?
Yeah, he was the artist. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He did. Or Denny O'Neill was artist. Yeah, Neil Adams.
Neil Adams was.
Yeah, Neil Adams. Yeah. And so, I don't know, just the tone kind of threw me off on this one. I'm still going to see it, but I was just like, man, please don't. This is already 2 projects where I'm like, it's a lot of heavy F words and this and that. And I'm not saying you got to make a CW show. And yeah, adults talk like that, but I don't know, man. Hal Jordan is a military guy, and I know that they cuss, and I know he's a bit of a like ace hot shot. But I don't know, just the backdrop of him just like constantly shitting on the guy was just like, man, I don't know if I just want you to be making jokes this whole time, man. Like, just being real.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it though.
I will say the tone of the trailer seemed counterintuitive to sort of, I think, the story that they're trying to tell in terms of, 2 hard scrabble detectives who are, I mean, essentially they're trying to solve a crime. No.
Yeah, but like I don't necessarily need Hal Jordan to be a detective. That's a Batman story. Like, I'm not saying he can't do it, but like I want to see him.
Right.
Build construct. Teach me how to build that's the story I'm interested in.
Well, in a world where you're literally just, your role as a Green Lantern is to protect a certain sector of space and all the planets therein. Go world hopping. Go just jump from planet to planet to planet to planet as they like. It could still be a detective story, but we got to follow this guy from this planet, and then we got to go meet this guy on this planet because he might know where he's at, and like do that as a detective story. And I get to see some cool shit that I've never seen before, as opposed to just like, oh, well, we're in the Las Vegas desert, and isn't this dramatic storytelling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're probably pulling from some run. It's like a lot of people hated She-Hulk. I'm like, She-Hulk, when it got away from them by the end, but in terms of the tone they were going for, pulling from the John Byrne series,
sure,
they did that well. It didn't translate well into a TV show, but they did that run justice. So that the tone of that run.
Yeah, I think once she started literally breaking the fourth wall and jumping through the Netflix app or the Disney Plus or whatever it was app, you can miss.
Yeah, it got away.
It's like, okay, so now the MCU is a world wherein She-Hulk can break the fourth wall and change the dynamics of the entire universe. Just by talking to Kevin, the whatever the AI robot in charge is.
The engineer, vis-a-vis, ergo, 3 matrices, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's what he wanted to say.
That's right.
But anyways, that was my thoughts on the trailer. I'm still going to watch it, but it did dampen my, like, I guess, excitement a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
For Lanterns, but we'll see. There may be a giant payoff, so...
I mean, I hope so. Like I said, we were talking about goodwill earlier, and I think James Gunn has enough behind him to where I'm going to see how far this goes. But I am with you in terms of I am a little bit wary of I don't know that this is going to be the story that they mean to tell or that they should be telling. Yeah, or maybe they do mean it, but it seems like an odd fit.
And just like I wouldn't want Jon Favreau's tone. I mean, he let go of the reins fairly quick it was Kevin Feige was the maestro, but like even I wouldn't want Jon Favreau's tone throughout the entirety of the MCU. Like it works well when it did, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna let go of the reins here. And he did it at the right time, and it took flight. But he showed them the blueprint. He's like, I'm building the bones, very sturdy bones. Build upon this,
right.
In terms of formula and this and that and the third, and it worked incredibly well for the first, 3 freaking phases.
Yeah. I mean, and that was sort of the beauty of the MCU is they treated it like it was a comic book series. Like you had different writers, different artists come in, take different, different spins and different interpretations of beloved characters. I mean, for better or worse, Thor: The Dark World is a vastly different movie than Thor: Ragnarok, and there's something to be said. Some people appreciate the more gritty tone of Dark World, and some people think that Thor: Ragnarok was too campy and too yuck.
Yeah, I would say that about Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder got away from Taika Waititi. I was like, ooh, this is, But
again, it's
I hear you though. I hear you.
Taking, it's like letting a new writer and a new artist take over your favorite series. Like, okay, I loved the Steve Ditko Spider-Man. Let's see what Todd McFarlane can do with it. Let's go.
I hear you. So, anyways, I'll pass judgment on Lanterns when it comes out. And I know Daredevil season 2, Born Again.
Yeah, Born Again.
Did you ever finish?
I have not.
I was about to ask you.
Nope, have not started.
Just at least watch a YouTube video on it.
I will. A lot of it is I have kids now, and I have to be very conscious of what I'm watching in the background. So I can't. I mean, as much as I want to sit down and be like, "This is Daredevil. It's fucking awesome. Just sit down and watch." Liz would not appreciate that. She would be like, "Why are we watching a man dressed like a devil murder people?"
He doesn't murder people.
Well, he fucks them up pretty good.
He fucks them up solid.
I mean, that's a solid ass whipping.
Yeah, it'd be like, I have $400,000 in medical debt, Daredevil. Beat me up in Switzerland where they have universal health care.
I was robbing a bank to pay for my kid's braces on his legs.
Yeah.
Now we both need braces.
Yeah. And then medical debt. Anyways.
My wife left me. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I know. Stone Cold. It was Stone Cold.
All I heard was the cracking of a Steve Weiser and broken glass.
Yeah, dude, that guy rules. That guy is awesome. We'll have to tell you all that story one day. But I guess for now, you want to take a break?
Yeah. Let's take a quick break, and we will hear from our sponsor.
Our sponsor is the symphony that plays your time off the Oscars. We'll be right back.
You off and you take too damn long at the Oscars.
Anyways.
Remember that one year when they just played the Jaws theme?
They should have. Just John Williams all the time.
You talking about, John, you're welcome for your childhood, Williams?
Yeah, exactly. John, you are welcome for your childhood, Williams. Remember Indiana Jones? That was me, baby.
Right.
Remember Jurassic Park? That was a good one. Juice.
That's right.
That was a good one. Deep Blue Sea. A shark ate me. A shark fucking ate me.
Ain't you seen my movies?
Dude. Yeah. Some people have no idea what we're talking about right now. Dude, Chappelle Show, I can't believe that.
I would argue most people have no idea what we're talking
Just
about.
go back and watch Chappelle Show. Like, what the fuck is the matter with y'all? And I understand some of the sketches. You couldn't do them today. Whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal back then.
Yeah, you also couldn't do All in the Family today. But it doesn't mean it's not a good fucking show.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like the best 2-year run.
I mean,
it's like that and the Boondocks. They burned out so bright. The Boondocks had 4 seasons, but they had...
It went on for 2 seasons too long.
No, 1 season too long. 3 was awesome. 1, 2, and 3 are incredible. 4 was the one that... And it's not necessarily his fault. Rodney Barnes tried his best, but he had a contract in order to finish the 4th season.
Right.
And it was... Aaron Magruder was not there.
Checked out.
He just wasn't there. And so... They're like,
wait, he got forced out, didn't he?
I don't know what it was. He's very creative, and I think it was like his pace was not. There was a long break between them, and so Rodney Barnes kind of had to step in and finish. And he's actually a good writer. Like I like Rodney Barnes. He's written some very cool comic books and a lot of other cool stuff. But he's just not Aaron Magruder when it comes to the Boondocks.
Sure.
And so it's like it's an impersonation of like the Boondocks. So it's which I don't blame him for that. It's like, you're just not Aaron. It's his creation.
Right.
You know.
Right. Why do I want to fuck somebody that's going to dress up like my wife? What's the point of that?
Yeah, I hear you. So we're going to play a little game after Michael asked me a certain question.
Oh, sir, I almost completely forgot. I was so enraptured in our conversation.
Right.
My friend, what have you been watching?
Man, really not.
I know that was the proper way to ask it.
Yeah, no, it's not. Let's try again for your branding recognition.
What you been watching, brother?
There you go. We got to stick to the brand. Man, really not a lot, man. I watched some crime documentary. I can't remember what it was now.
Okay, they all blend together.
They do blend together.
What do you guess? some lady
Uh-huh.
made a bad decision,
Uh-huh.
and then she got killed.
Probably.
And then people were like, "Is it the dude?" And they were like, "It can't be the dude." And then it turns out it's the dude.
It was a different dude, but it was also that dude.
Was it a dude dressed up like a dude?
Dude disguised as that dude. Type of dude, no type of dude to you. Type of dude to you. Yeah, more on that in a minute. Yeah, more on that whole thing in a minute. Anyways, no, I watched the 10-year anniversary of The Revenant. I was gonna go see a new
Still have
movie.
not seen that.
It's good, man. We were making jokes. I called Michael after the movie because usually I try to go to see a new movie on Thursday or Fridays, and there just wasn't anything that caught my eye. And I was like, you know what? I haven't seen The Revenant. I saw it when it came out in theaters. I remember it being that was the year that I think Creed came out and Joy came out, which is a David O. Russell movie,
Yeah.
and that. If not, they were right around the same time.
Sounds about right. I don't think you're far off if you're missing it.
Yeah, but I remember The Revenant being like, oh, that was. I thought Creed was the best movie that year, and I remember The Revenant being right up there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
the only part of that movie I've ever seen is the part where it's the internet meme where Leonardo DiCaprio is getting butt fucked by a bear.
Yeah, no, that bear jacks him up, dude. It's tough to watch. I forgot, honestly, my initial takeaway when I sat down to this movie is like, one, I was hammered when I saw this movie because
Okay.
I don't remember like 75% of this movie.
Okay, so it's like watching it again for the first
It
time.
really was.
Good.
And I remember really liking it, and I remember paying for the ticket and sitting
That
through
movie
it.
was awesome.
Yeah, and I remember, but I mean, it's a fairly...
Go Bear.
It's a long movie, and so by the end of it, I was probably imbibing while we were at it, you know what I mean?
Hey,
And
nothing wrong with that.
Look, I miss it a little bit, to be honest with you. Just getting hammered at the movies, leaving like, fucking...
I should call her just to check in, see how she's doing.
Yeah. Anyways, but no, I don't remember a lot of... And granted, there's not a lot of events that happen. There's only like 9 things in this almost 3-hour movie, and one of them is Leo getting messed up by a bear twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Did he not learn his lesson the first
the bear
time?
comes back. The bear comes back, and then a third time. It's man, bear, pig. No, that's why on our
Just like Stone Cold.
Yeah, I know, right? No, that's why in our review online, I just put the photo of Randy Marsh freezing to death.
That's right.
That's like 90% of this movie, and it.
Just him freezing in the wilderness.
Yeah, and it's weird he won an Oscar for this.
Nuggets?
Yeah, chicken nuggets, a high C fruit punch. So it's weird that Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated 6 times before this movie.
Right.
For an Academy Award to win. He is deserving of winning it in this movie. And a comedian has a joke that says, like, and I should learn his name because I'm not trying to steal his joke, but it's a really funny joke.
Sure.
But he was saying that, like, I can't believe that Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar for The Revenant. And he didn't get one for all these other movies, and he listed them off. But he's saying that, like, the reason why he got it is that everyone kept saying how hard he worked on this movie, right? He's like, he worked so hard. He went to Alaska, and he was up there for 9 months, and he lost 35 pounds, and he almost got hypothermia, and he worked so hard for it. He's like, don't give him an Oscar for that. If you want to give it to him on the merit of his performance, I'm completely fine with that. But don't tell me that he got it because he worked hard, because you're omitting one big thing. He also got paid $20 million.
Right.
You want me to go up to Alaska right now for 9 months? I'll get down to 35 pounds for $20 million. I'll lose a hand for that to hypothermia. Like, I'll get mauled by an actual bear, like, for 20
I'll,
million.
like, do stuff for it, man.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
kidding.
So he's like,
Some
just don't-
sick stuff. Weird stuff.
Yeah, don't tell me that is because he worked hard. Like
Right,
that was, to me, was very
Which
funny.
is sort of a slight on all other actors in terms of, like, well, they also work hard, you know. Like, it's just to say that it was a grueling shoot or that the location was tough. Okay, that doesn't mean that, you know, Gary Oldman going into playing Dracula didn't do the work and do the research and completely transform his voice and his posture, and, like, they all work hard, of course. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
No, he's deserving of an Oscar in this movie. I'm not saying that, but it's also weird. There's so many close-up shots. They're very tight on people's face in this movie. It's weird because then they juxtapose it with, like, really open just nature shots in between, and it's Alejandro Inarritu who does it. So you know that there's long sequences. He did, like, Birdman, The Ignorance, the Virtue of Ignorance or something like that with Michael Keaton, which is an incredible movie.
Yeah.
He did, he's done a lot of really good stuff. but there's so many close-ups of Leo, and there's just like 95% of this movie is just Leo and him freezing to death. Where it's like, oh, I got to find a new way to stay warm. Let me go in this tauntaun real quick.
Wait, is there a tauntaun?
There's something similar.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's
yeah.
cool. All right.
But it's a like I said, it's a really good movie. Tom Hardy is in this movie as well.
Playing Tom Hardy?
Yeah, he's incredible in everything. He plays like this flea-ridden, just mongrel. He's such a good villain. He arguably should have been on our bracket, but it's hard to get, a lot of people on every bracket when we do our best villains.
Right.
Which if you haven't, and this is still beforehand, send those in.
If not, too late.
If not, too late. Sorry. But yeah, no, he's awesome in this movie. I was cracking up in the fact of I can only understand in every Tom Hardy movie he's ever done, like, Venom is the closest, and even then, it's hard when he does the Venom voice because I don't get it all. But I think I can only understand at best 8 out of 10 words that Tom Hardy says in any movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I know he's acting his ass off, but like when he just does his regular accent and talks, I can only understand like 8 out of 10 words at the most. When he does Bane, it's like 8 out of 10 words. I only picked it up because I got the subtitles.
Right, of
When he
course.
was in Dunkirk, it was like 8 out of 10 words.
Right.
When he was in Legend, which all he did was just do the thickest Cockney, like, when it's a proper shootout, I come here for a proper shootout. Like, it's a great movie. I haven't seen Legend.
I love that
But
movie.
again, I can only understand 8 out of 10 words. This movie, too, he plays like an American with this, like, accent. It's a phenomenal performance. I'm not taking a shot at that. But once again, I can only understand at best like 8 to 10 words. And some of it's just sound
I guess
mixing.
that was a great performance. Sure.
No, he is. He's awesome in this movie.
It's kind of like...
He's despicable, though.
It's kind of like how... Sam Jackson, in every movie he's ever been in, he always has to, like, his thing is he wants a different hairstyle. Like, he wants his characters to stand out because, oh, that was the one where I was bald, that was the one where I had the fro, that was the one where I had the weird cornrows or the shock white hair or what have you.
Or the eye patch.
Right, exactly. And he said that he doesn't fully formulate the character in his mind until he's got the wig on and the clothes, and then he gets a sense of like, okay, if this is how this dude dresses every day, now I understand what it means to be this guy. And so like that's how he sort of finds his character skin. I think Tom Hardy does the same thing, but with voices. Like once he finds the voice, he's like, I know who this guy is.
Yeah, no, you might be right. I mean, he does his accent work is on point. Like I think Tom Hardy's one of the best working actors today. Like I'm not taking a shot, believe me, but
if only he wasn't so hideous to look at.
I know, right? Yeah, no. Anyways, no, you
can't have it all, Tom Hardy.
I know, right? But no, he seems like a genuine, like really authentic guy, like no nonsense guy.
Yeah.
But no, he plays this like Fleabag, just like they're pelt hunters and they get raided by the Sioux tribe, I think.
Whatever,
and,
yeah.
I think it is, and then but really, like I said, it's really long, and like I said, there's so many close-ups of Leo's face in this, and it's just survival in one way, and there's a story going on in the background. And the whole point of this Revenant is he gets pretty much killed by this bear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they find him, and then they're trying to like bring him to safety, and the terrain becomes too tough, and like somebody stay back with him. Like Tom Hardy's convincing him, like, this dude's gonna die. What are we doing? Like,
right.
we could end his pain right now, and he orders him.
Or we could just walk away, just let nature take its course.
But he said no. The only reason we've even gotten this far is because of Leo's character Glass. He's like, Mr. Glass is the only reason that we've even gotten this.
Call me Mr. Glass.
Yeah, exactly. So he then gets left with Tom Hardy and these two young men, and Tom Hardy's like, all you got to do is blink. It's such a terrifying scene. He goes, "You just blink, I can end this right now." And Tom Hardy's just staring at him, and Leo DiCaprio is like paralyzed. His throat's been ripped out, so he can't say anything.
Oh shit!
And so eventually, you got to blink, and he's like trying not to, and trying not to, and trying not to. And eventually, he just closes his eyes really long, and then kind of opens them back up to not indicate that he was blinking. Like he's like, "Yeah." Tom Hardy's just like, "Yeah, that's right. All right, I'll do this right." And he starts to snuff him, and it's like, dude, it is a really intense movie. And
wow.
The whole point is that he's this revenant. He's this specter. He's in this dying body that's like rotting away.
It's kind of like Johnny Get Your Gun or something like that.
I don't know what that is. It's a lot like Dead Man, the Johnny Depp movie, the Jim Jarmusch film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a pretty slow movie.
Johnny Get Your Gun is it's basically based on I want to say World War I soldier who had his face blown off, his arms blown off. So like he's basically like trapped in a hospital bed, hooked up to tubes, and all he wants to communicate is how much he wants to die, and yet nobody can hear him because he's so fucked up.
Bummer movie, Jesus.
It's not the most uplifting thing I've ever seen.
Sounds terrible.
But
Yeah.
you know.
No, but this is all about vengeance, and so it's like one of the lines is he knows how far I came for him now. Like if he thinks he knows how far, he's like if he's seen how far I'll come for him now, he knows how far I'll go for him. He's talking about Tom Hardy. So it's honestly it's an incredible movie. It is slow. It is a lot of again close-ups juxtaposed to the other shots are like vast wilderness shots.
Sure.
And it really was a tough shoot, you can tell. But he also does that. He's one of the schools of directors, kind of like reminds me a little bit of Alfonso Cuarón, who does like Children of Men with really long takes of action and like very little breaks at times.
Right. No hard camera cuts or something, like really like lets you live in that moment as if it was happening in real time.
The opening, I mean, it starts with like an opening raid on this pelt camp, and they're trying to salvage what they can, and salvage what they can in terms of the pelts, and they're like, no, bail on the pelt, go to the boats, get to the boats, get to the boats, and it's brutal, and there's not a lot of pretty minimal camera cuts, you know, and it's a real, I mean, it's
just letting it all sink in, huh?
Yeah, it's a really dope movie, man. And so if you haven't seen it, again, it's weird that this is the one that Leo won the Oscar for. Again, not that he's not deserving.
Well,
but
I think it's one of those, and you kind of touched on it earlier. He didn't win for this. He won for all the other shit that he should have won for. Kind of like, I mean,
Al Pacino and Son of a Woman.
Exactly.
You should have got it for Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon.
Exactly.
And Godfather 1 and Godfather 2.
All right. So
definitely Godfather 2. You should have gotten an Oscar for that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands
but
down.
Okay, here you go. Sense of a Woman. Oorah. You know.
That was like when they denied Judi Dench when Shakespeare no, it was some movie that she got robbed for. And then, like, the next movie that she was in, she's only in it for, like, 8 minutes. And they were like...
Oh, yeah. It was Shakespeare in Love, and it was... she won for, I want to say, The Queen or something like that.
No, you got them backwards, but yeah.
Yes.
Or it was Mrs. Brown or something like that she played a character in. And she should have won for that, but didn't. And then she was in, like...
Shakespeare in Love.
For, like, 8 minutes. Like, yeah, give it for that. And it was, like, this open, almost apology. But...
hey, Dame Judy. We fucked up.
Hey,
come on.
And Tom Hardy got Oscar nominated for this one as well, and incredibly deserving. He's a rascal in this. He's a real
he's
knucklehead.
A rascally
he's
one.
A
he
real, just flea bitten, just money hungry, just yeah. So
real rapscallion that one.
So I mean,
ne'er do well, say I.
It's just and it's so funny how like the similarities between apocalyptic dystopian movies are incredibly similar to early American settling movies, where in the fact of every single person you see at any point
is out to kill you.
Is a hostage. Like, what's that over there? I don't know. Load your guns. It's time to ride. Like, at one point, like, I think Leonardo DiCaprio makes one friend in this movie, and he approaches him like hands down, being like, "I need to eat." Like, eat. He's saying, and the guy breaks him off something. But like everybody else that approaches is with great hostility. Yeah. Every like. If you're seen in this movie by any other person, it's just like, oh, we're gonna murder you. And so I just started thinking about that in the theater. I'm like, the parallel between apocalyptic movies and early civilization movies are like they're one and the same.
Right. The path between Tombstone and Mad Max is a very short one.
Even Tombstone was more civilized than this. I mean, they're in the middle of Alaska. It's not like whatever camps they have are being set up temporarily during season, and then they head back out. But like, it wasn't settled, you know, or wherever. I think they're in Alaska or wherever they're at, but somewhere in the
northern Canadian wilderness, whatever it may be. Sure, yeah.
So yeah, it's brutal, man. It was very funny to me, and like when you watch the show Fallout, how everyone, it's like, state your cause. What do you want?
Right.
And like, it's easier for me to just kill you right now than to sit there and get played by
Collect
you later.
Resources and stay the fuck away from everybody.
Yeah, and if you got some, break them off this way. So
proper ting.
Yeah, proper ting, a proper package. That's right. So definitely check this out if you haven't seen it. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters, or you could probably be on streaming back again soon. But yeah, The Revenant, check it out. Excellent. He is a specter in a rotting body, seeking his revenge as he survives the wilderness.
But aren't we all, Marcus? Aren't we all just specters in a rotting body trying to seek revenge on the God that created us?
That's well said. It's well said. Yeah, I'm gonna rate it Randy Marsh freezing in the snow.
I thought you were going to rate it some chicken nuggets.
Some sweet and sour sauce, and a high C fruit punch, and a high C orange,
You don't want to come inside? You just want to stay out here?
Stay out here and be the Revenant a little longer. Yeah. It's the same thing. Just imagine that Randy got attacked by a man-bear pig.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Are you just writing for South Park now?
Might as well. I mean, you just mash those two. But that is my review. It's mostly just him freezing to death going, you want to come inside? No. You want to stay out here and freeze to death a little longer? Yeah. Well, we're going to McDonald's. You want anything? No. Wait. Some chicken nuggets.
Some beaver pelts.
Sweet and sour sauce. Icy fruit punch. That's my review.
Anyways, love it. Great review.
But yeah, we're gonna play a little game after this. We might take it. We don't need to play the music or anything. But let me just take a quick break to prepare my notes. What we're gonna do? Speaking of, I've mentioned Oscars a couple times, and not to date the podcast, but right about now there's some Oscaring happening, and we are in the season.
So, not to date the podcast, but I'm going to exactly date the podcast.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's Oscars are in the air. We know that. We know that. So what we're gonna do is I have gone. It's mostly just gonna be me talking, and I'm gonna get Michael's feedback on some of this. I have gone back from the year 2025 to the year 2000.
Okay.
And I have a list of all winners and all nominees for the big 6 categories.
So,
right?
Best movie, best screenplay, best actor, best actress.
Not quite. Not
Okay.
quite. The big 6 are considered to be Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, both male and then female, and then Best Supporting Actor, male and female.
Gotcha.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little Oscar revisionist history.
No.
And I'm going to tell you where they got it right. And I'm going to switch just one, not of every category, just one in all those 6 categories, right?
Right.
Amongst all the years for the last 25 years.
To who you think should have
won.
Gotcha.
Should have won.
Sounds like an interesting project, sir. We will take
A super quick break. Let me just get my notes ready and we'll go.
a little television commercial break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Back at the What You're Watching podcast. We have this pause for a brief station identification. Sir, let's get into this game. I like this.
Yeah, and like I said, feel free to contribute where, because there's some of these, look, I'm not going to pretend that I've seen all these movies.
Sure.
But there are some that have not aged very well, and it's pretty clear. So we're going all the way back to the year 2000, so let's move at a slightly brisk pace.
Let's do this.
And again, we're only talking about the major 6 categories, the both supporting actors, right? Male, female, both actor categories, male and female.
Leading, right.
Director, and Best Picture.
Gotcha.
So in 2025, I didn't watch half of these movies. I'm going to be honest with you, more than half. The one I chose to go with, though, and I think you may disagree for a different reason, the one I would choose is I would switch Best Picture of Anora to Dune Part 2. Because guess what? Dune Part 2 saved that franchise. Right?
You think so?
Oh, yeah, dude. I definitely do. The first one didn't make money just due to the release nature of it, of being day of in HBO Max and theaters.
Oh, sure.
And so this one really, and it made a lot of money for a long time. So I think it really saved. And let's be honest, sometimes it's just like, can we just nominate the movie that people fucking watch?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the one you may go with, and this one, the best actor was Adrian Brody. Best supporting actor was Kieran Culkin. No problem there. Best supporting actress, Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. The one I think you might go with is Mickey Madsen, won for best actress. I think you may go with Demi Moore in The Substance, if I'm correct.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I mean, I haven't seen Mickey Madsen, but
I know that was
Demi Moore in that movie was immaculate. It was like such a great performance, especially, I mean, the body work alone and being underneath layers and layers of prosthetics. You know, I always appreciate good visual effects and actors who literally transform into the character, and she does that at multiple times throughout the movie, becomes this completely different person.
Yeah, I mean, I know that was a lot. I don't, just like, again, I'm not trying to regurgitate information from like People or Time Magazine or whatever, Variety or whatever, but I know a lot of people genuinely thought that she should win. And some of it's also legacy stuff. You got to think about that comes into play.
Again, we're talking about, you know, maybe she should have won for, you know, Indecent Proposal or G.I. Jane. Or I think she did win for G.I. Jane, actually.
I don't think she did.
But, yeah, like, she didn't win for that, so she wins for this kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's a couple of those. But, so we'll that would be mine. I think Dune Part 2 should have won Best Picture.
Who won, what was the big six in that one?
Oh, Honora, Sean Baker for Honora, Adrian Brody, Mickey Madison, Kieran Culkin, and Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
In 2024, our big six were Best Picture, Oppenheimer, Best Director, Chris Nolan for Oppenheimer, Best Actor, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Best Actress, Emma Stone, Poor Things, and here is where I draw my correction. I thought Emma Stone was very good in Poor Things.
Sure.
I really do. I do not think this was an Oscar winner comparatively to the competition that she went up to against Annette Bening in The Ad, which I had not seen, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, which I didn't see, but I heard she was incredible. My vote would be for Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall. She plays somebody whose husband falls out of a window, and the whole thing is about this jury and this, like,
was he
pushed,
shoved,
or did he fall?
Right.
And by the end of this movie, she's so good, I have no idea whether she did it or not. I think she did.
Okay.
But yeah, her performance was incredible, and I bumped up against Emma Stone's as somebody. I have a daughter with special needs, and so some of it was just a little bit uncomfortable to watch during that.
Just in terms of
we've talked about
developmental,
and how she found out about herself. It was all via sex. So some of it was story stuff. Some of it was just, I don't know. It just seemed a poor imitation at times of things. And Best Supporting Actor was Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer.
Okay,
that was a tough category that year. And then Best Supporting Actress was Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. So, yeah, that would be mine.
Yeah, okay.
I can read off any of the ones you want. Best Supporting Actor was really tough that year. You had Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Ooh, okay.
Ryan Gosling in Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. That was a really tough year.
You know what? I'm not necessarily mad at that. I think, as stupid as it sounds, I think that Ryan Gosling playing Ken was a phenomenal work on what it takes to be a really good actor. It's one of those, like, if you're playing somebody on a show or a movie that sings badly, right? You have to know how to sing really, really well in order to break that down and deconstruct the wheel and learn how to sing badly. Similarly, you've got to be a very smart, very point-on actor in order to appear so dumb and aloof.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. No, he's fine. I think what you're saying is you're not mad that Robert Downey Jr. won, but you wouldn't have been mad if Ryan Gosling won.
Well, I saw one of the movies and have not seen the others.
Well,
so.
there you go. All right. So, anyways, we got to keep it moving pretty quick. So, 2023 Big Six. This is one that was tough for me, as this is the year that Everything, Everywhere, All at Once came out, and it pretty much swept everything. So, Best Picture, Everything, Everywhere.
Yep.
Best Director, The Daniels.
Yep.
Best Actor was Brendan Fraser in The Whale.
I don't bump up against that one.
I don't either, but, and again, we can get into that. Best Actress, Michelle Yeoh, Everything, Everywhere. Best Supporting Actor, Ki-Hugh Kwan. I know I said
so
that wrong.
deservedly.
Now, here's the only one that I do. This is my selection. Best Supporting Actress, and this is a tough one for me, was Jamie Lee Curtis. And now, I want Jamie Lee Curtis. I have not mad that
Freaky Friday?
No, for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh, I forgot she was there. That's right.
Yeah, and so I'm not mad at Jamie Lee Curtis getting an Oscar. I think this is one of those legacy ones that we talked about. I do think, however, that Stephanie Hsu was better and more deserving of an Oscar in that movie. But the person I think that I would swap that with...
Oh, yeah, she played the daughter. That's right, yeah.
The person I think I would swap it with is Angela Bassett and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
I would also not bump up against that.
I think that should be the switch. And again, it sucks because I like all of those people I mentioned.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that I don't know,
that one
man.
scene where she breaks down to Namor or whatever's, however you want to pronounce it, the submariner, the submariner.
Right.
Yeah, where it's two leaders who are on the brink of war, and all they need is just a connection, just a reason to a little humility would go a long way, and they're just so regal and so not full of themselves, but just such pride in their nation and what they offer and what they believe that they are capable of, that neither one is willing to back down. And she's screaming in his face like, I've lost my husband, I've lost my son, I've lost everything. What do you think you're going to take from me?
Yeah, no, it's again, and I like Jamie Foxx, or not Jamie Foxx. I do like Jamie Foxx.
I do like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, no, I like Jamie Lee Curtis, but yeah, I think Angela Bassett, that was her year, in my opinion. So we're going to move on to 2022. The big six are: Best Picture was Coda, Best Director was
What was that?
Coda.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
Oh, stupid. Stupid. Anyways, Best Director was Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. And Best Actor was Will Smith. Best Actress was Jessica Chastain. Best Supporting Actor, Troy Kotzer for Coda. And Best Supporting Actress was Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Now, here's the one I would switch.
Will Smith, because... Yep.
I would switch Will Smith for Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom.
See, for me, I have a completely. I think
here I'll give you the category in Javier Bardem being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for Power of the Dog, and Denzel Washington, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and Andrew McGard, Tick, Tick, Boom. I thought he was incredible in Tick, Tick, Boom. He did all the acting. King Richard is a fine movie. It seems like Oscar bait.
It is,
and I think Will Smith. I think this was a movie designed to help Will Smith get to the Oscars, because he seemed like an actor that, given the right project at the right time against the right competition, will win an Oscar in his life. I just don't think this should have been that movie, and I'll circle back to that here in a little bit.
Okay.
So that would be mine personally.
My main contention is that the second that he literally took matters into his own hands at the live Oscar performance, at that point you're sort of you've given up rights to be in competition that year, because
you assaulted somebody and committed a crime.
And on national television, and you embarrassed not only yourself, but like the Academy, and like for them to just be like, well, we got to keep him around because we got to give him his statue at the end of the night. Like, he should have gone home. Like, he should have been sent home, and one of the producers or directors should have come out and been like, I'm here to accept the award on behalf of Will Smith. He couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately, blah, 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 blah.
I'm talking strictly performance, though.
No, I understand.
I'm talking strictly performance.
Just, that's my rant on that, in terms of, like, had that been...
I mean, it was unprecedented. It wasn't anything in the rule books. Like, if somebody comes up on stage and slaps somebody, a presenter, so I get why they don't have those rules in place.
But if it had been... If Paul Walter Hauser had done that, you know what I mean? Like, he'd have gotten his ass thrown out on the streets and his career would be over. But because it's Will Smith, he somehow gets a free fucking pass...
Yeah, I hear you. You know, we got to keep it moving. We got a lot of these to do. No. I hear you though. So 2021, the six were Nomadland.
I love Paul Walter Hauser. That was not a denigration on his career.
No, he's a friend of the show. In 2021, our best picture was Nomadland. Our best director was Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Gotcha.
Best actor was Anthony Hopkins in The Father. Best actress was Frances McDormand in Nomadland. Best Supporting Actor, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah. And Best Supporting Actress was, I'm going to butcher this and I apologize, Yun Yo Jung in Minari. Now, here's my switch.
Okay.
I've seen The Father, and it's incredible, right?
What is that about?
It is about a father with dementia.
Oh,
and
great.
Played by Anthony Hopkins. And
okay.
It's a very, very good performance.
Cool.
Very good.
Uplifting movie, huh?
Yeah. I would want... Even though I don't think he should have won an Oscar for this role per se, because he's not in the movie that much, I would want Chadwick Boseman to win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, right? Because that was his last movie.
Sure. Okay.
So I think they gave him, like, he had never been nominated, so it's like, let's give him at least a nomination posthumously.
Sure.
I would have wanted him to win. However, my switch would be, because she doesn't need another one, and I'm sure she's incredible in this movie. I think Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman was the best performance that year. Just male, female, anything. Okay. Promising Young Woman was effing incredible. So, all right, on to the year 2020. This Big Six was Parasite, deserved. Best Director, Bong Joon-ho, well-deserved.
Yep.
Best Actor, Joaquin Phoenix for The Joker, in my opinion, well-deserved. Best Actress, Renee Zellweger. Who the fuck is Renee Zellweger? For Judy. And then Best Supporting Actor was Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I kind of bumped up against that one, but I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
And then Best Supporting Actress was Laura Dern in Marriage Story. What I would switch that year, I would switch Laura Dern in Marriage Story, who is incredible. I'm not going to, she's, every actor in that movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, on point.
I would switch her for Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. But Scarlett Johansson was also nominated for Best Actress in Marriage Story as well.
Right.
And so the fact that she walked away,
pretty interesting had she won both Best Lead and Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But
I mean,
I think for Jojo Rabbit that would have been my vote, though. She's really, really good.
I would have swapped out probably, not that Joaquin Phoenix does a bad job in Joker. I think he definitely deserves to be on the list. I just think Adam Driver was phenomenal in Marriage Story. I mean, like, you talk about a dude that at one point just I'm so empathetic and so on his side, and then he turns on a dime and like, oh, well, fuck this guy.
That's Marriage.
Yeah.
The only other thing, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I didn't think he was that great in that movie, but like when I looked at the competition of Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, that should have been a lead. Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, I'm sure is fine. Al Pacino in The Irishman, he's not in it enough, and so is Joe Pesci. Like, no for The Irishman. So I that was by process of elimination. It's like I'm not mad that Brad Pitt got a award.
I mean, he wins by default, but
yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna move on to the 2010s, 2019. This one's gonna be tough. Best Picture was Green Book.
Okay.
Best Director was Alfonso Cuarón. I got no problem with him winning. Best Actor was Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody. Best Actress was Olivia Colman. Best Supporting Actor was Mahershala Ali in Green Book, and Best Supporting Actress was Regina King. Now, this one is tough because I don't think Green Book should have won Best Picture, right? But I can only go with one. I think Rami Malek was a bit of I don't really see his mannerisms as Freddie Mercury. I really don't, and I'm just being honest with you. I think Christian Bale and Vice should have won that. Who I would have wanted to win, I know Mahershala Ali won for Green Book as well.
Right.
He's really good in that movie. I'm like, the performances are fine. But Sam Elliott in A Star Is Born, that's the legacy one that I would want for like a Jamie Lee Curtis type of win.
Right.
To me,
I would say Sam Elliott for sure. I mean, again, it's one of those like, all right, you should have been nominated a long time ago, but
let's be honest, Black Panther should have won over Green Book.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah. So. I mean, the problem with Green Book is that it's such Oscar bait. It's just, it hits all the notes of like, oh, we've got two really star actors. We've got a great director attached, and it's about troubles in America and how we can all overcome. And it's just like, all right, but it's boring.
No, even Willem Dafoe in The Florida Project is incredible. But to me, I would have gone Christian Bale.
That was
and
a
Vice.
great performance.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at either. So I think there's a couple missteps there, but that's what I would have done. We're going to move on to 2018. I actually agree with a lot of this. Best Picture is The Shape of Water. Best Director was Guillermo del Toro, who I wanted him to get one. Best Actor was Gary Oldman.
Yep.
For Darkest Hour, I had no problem there. Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards. Sam Rockwell in Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress was Allison Janney.
And I, Tonya, that's right.
Yeah, she won for that. Now, I would have only gone maybe Margot Robbie for Frances McDormand, but I'm going to go a little bigger than that. I'm glad that Guillermo del Toro won Best Picture for The Shape of Water. I really am. Or Best Director, I should say. He won Best Director. What I would have switched, though, is The Shape of Water and Get Out for Best Picture. Personally.
I would not.
I think history has proven that more people, it's a way larger impact on movie society than...
Well, and again, it's one of those things like sometimes the movie that more people went to see should somehow be more deserving of Best Picture or Best Director because the proof is in the ticket sales.
Yeah.
You know, like no matter how beautiful it is, if only 3 people saw it, who gives a fuck?
Right. There's guys, I mean, I know they're really bad about that, but whatever.
But again, that's
What are
always
your,
sort of been the Academy's problem, is like they're always a little bit, they've got their hand up their own ass kind of working themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
It-
So what would you switch?
Oh man, let's see.
Like, so that was a pretty
again,
tough one.
I don't have a whole. Again, I think
Maybe Margot Robbie for Frances McDormand in I, Tonya.
maybe. Let's see. Actor supporting role 3. Yep. Yeah. Again,
I'm not taking anything from Sammy Rock.
It's one of
out of
those.
there.
I'm glad Sam Rockwell won, but
Some of these I feel-
I think Willem Dafoe in the Florida Project was. I hate to say more of a stretch, but I mean it's equally as captivating. So that's the one thing where, like, if I was going to pick one to switch, that would probably be it.
Yeah, that was a tough. Some of these I have a lot more confidence in than others. Sometimes I can definitively say, like the one I'm about to.
Yeah, maybe Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out. I might switch that one.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on then. 2017 is where we're going to go to, the 89th Academy Awards. Best Picture was Moonlight.
Okay.
Best Director was Damien Chazelle for La La Land. Best Actor was Casey Affleck. And,
Manchester by the Sea. Yeah.
Best Actress was Emma Stone. Best Supporting Actor was Mahershala Ali. And now here's Best Supporting Actress was Viola Davis. Now here's the one that I'm going to break my rules. The Best Supporting Actor that year should have gone to Ben Foster, at least for a nomination in Ben Foster and Hell or High Water. Point blank period. I don't know if he would have won.
He didn't get nominated, though.
No, he didn't even get nominated.
I mean, again,
That's the snub we want to address.
I've sang the praises of Ben Foster for a long time now. Like, I think that dude is so unusually underrated. Like, I don't know why more people aren't putting him in anything, because every time I've seen him, he knocks it out of the fucking park.
I'm not mad at Mahershala Ali for winning in Moonlight, though. He's incredible in that. But the one I would switch,
I would say Jeff Bridges would be the one I would switch on that one. I think Jeff Bridges.
He didn't win. He didn't win. Mahershala Ali won.
No, that's what I'm saying. I
Jeff
would switch.
Bridges in True Grit?
No, in Hell or High Water.
Oh, yeah. No, I would switch for Best Director, Damien Chazelle and Denis Villeneuve for Arrival.
Ooh, that's a good pull.
That would be my switch. That would be me getting it right
Yeah.
historically.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to 2016, right? Best Picture was Spotlight. Best Director, this is why I didn't mind switching the Best Director earlier from Alejandro Inarritu. But more on this is why I don't mind doing it, because you're going to see why. But Best Picture was Spotlight. Best Director was Alejandro G. Inarritu for The Revenant. Best Actor was Leo DiCaprio for The Revenant. Best Actress was Brie Larson in Room. Best Supporting Actor was Mark Rylance, and Best Supporting Actress was Alicia Vikander. Now, here's what I would switch. Because he won it the year before on a much more deserving movie,
Right.
in Birdman, I would switch George Miller in Mad Max Fury Road with Alejandro Inarritu.
I have zero problems with that.
That's the correct answer.
And again, it's one of those, of the two, which movie do you think more people saw that year?
It's just the fact, that was George. It's a little bit of legacy, but it's also like Mad Max is also a effing incredible movie. So, and I'll show you why I wouldn't mind doing that, because the year before, Best Picture was Birdman. Best Director was Alejandro G. Inarritu. We're in 2015 now. Best Actor was Eddie Redmayne. Best Actress was Julianne Moore. Best Supporting Actor was J.K. Simmons in Whiplash. And Best Supporting Actress was Patricia Arquette. Now, here's my big switch. Best Actor, Eddie Redmayne. You got to give that to Michael Keaton in Birdman. I'm sorry. That's my hot take. No question.
He won for the Stephen Hawking bit.
The Theory of Everything.
Theory of Everything. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
The rest I don't really. I bump up really again at all. I think Birdman is one of my favorite movies. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Let me think. Ethan Hawke in Boyhood maybe should have won for actor in supporting role, but again, that's a tough call. Let me see.
Yeah, so that would be Mark Ruffalo in Foxcatcher was also, and Steve Carell in Foxcatcher were incredible. If you've ever seen that movie, they are
that was really good.
good. Steve Carell is incredible, but to me, I got to go Michael Keaton and Birdman.
He takes a really dark turn in that movie.
So who would you switch?
God, that's a good question. I might switch Richard Linklater with Alejandro Inarritu.
Can't do it.
Just because I think that the scope of a movie like Boyhood, where the dedication and tenacity to do something, a project that big over 12 years and to still make it work, I think is a feat in and of itself. Not to say that Inarritu is undeserving, but I just think in the scope of what the impact that movie had on cinema as a whole, taking on a 12-year movie project is a pretty big take.
He had plenty of time to get it right. No, I'm just playing. Anyways, all right, let's move on. 2014, I hear yours. Best Picture, 12 Years a Slave. Best Director, Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. You can maybe replace that with Martin Scorsese, The Wolf of Wall Street, but more on that in a minute. Best Actor was Matthew McConaughey. Best Actress was Cate Blanchett, very deserving. And you notice Amy Adams is on here a lot, but she's not.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actor, our dear friend Jared Leto, and Best Supporting Actress was Lupita Nyong'o. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Jared Leto, Dallas Buyers Club, get that shit right up out of here. You can give that to Jonah Hill and Wolf of Wall Street. No questions asked.
I would not argue with that. I would also say maybe I might swipe out Gravity with
Wolf of Wall Street.
No, with American Hustle.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah.
So. All right, yeah, that's a fair switch.
Because I think American Hustle got snubbed on everything it got nominated for, and it needs at least one.
That's true. I wouldn't have been mad at Amy Adams winning that either. Cate Blanchett was so good. Anyways.
Yeah. Again, that's one of those, that's stiff competition.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to 2013, the 85th Annual Awards. Best Picture was Argo, and I know there's going to be some arguments about that one. Best Director, I have zero arguments here. He deserved it because he got snubbed for Brokeback Mountain. You had Ang Lee in The Life of Pi. Wonderfully directed movie. Should have won it for Brokeback Mountain, here nor there. Best Actor was Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln. Yeah. Best Actress was Jennifer Lawrence in
Silver Linings
Playbook, much deserved. Best Supporting Actor was Christoph Waltz, and Best Supporting Actress was Anne Hathaway. Now, here's the controversial one that people aren't going to like me for. Because you'll see in a minute that Christoph Waltz won it the year before the Best Supporting Actor in 2012
for
Inglourious Bastards, right. Which is no question there. This is for Django. I would switch him and Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Master. He is incredible in that movie.
I would not argue that.
I think he's fine in Django. I have no problem with being nominated, but
I do think that Philip Seymour Hoffman put in I hate to say superior performance, but a much more layered performance.
Yeah. The only other
sense.
No, it does. And again, no problem with the nomination for Django, but like to me, the year before he had just won it for something else. So. The only other thing is maybe Argo's not Best Picture, but I would put it for Silver Linings Playbook, but I'm trying to stick to one. So
yeah. Maybe I would switch out. Daniel Day-Lewis in terms of Lincoln is hard to beat.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good. Bradley Cooper was good in Silver Linings Playbook. Nothing to do with Les Mis. I keep staying away from that movie. Anne Hathaway, Amy Adams, whatever.
She's fine. I mean, like it's all adequate. That's fine. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll just move on then, I suppose.
2012.
All right, 2012. Best Picture was The Artist, right? Best Director was Michael Havagakov for The Artist. Best Actor was Jean Dujardin for The Artist. Best Actress was Meryl Streep. Best Supporting Actor, Christopher Plummer. Best Supporting Actress is Octavia Spencer. Look, I haven't seen The Artist, but I'm just going to go with The Help. Should win.
Yeah. I got no.
Or you switch Christopher Plummer for Jonah Hill in Moneyball.
Yeah, but I mean, he was good, but that movie was so goddamn boring.
No, that's why it's a good directorial trick, is it's a boring ass subject. Yeah, I would say The Help. I don't really have a problem with The Artist winning, though. I didn't see it.
I haven't, but
seems like
it's hard to make a
Hollywood.
call because I have not seen The Artist at all. So
The dog should have won an award in The Artist. That's what I know. There's a dog in there, and he put in the most work.
Yeah.
All right, 2011. Here we are, the 83rd.
Nick Nolte should have won for Warrior. He was great in that.
And switch who?
Switch Christopher Plummer in Beginners.
Maybe. I can see that. I just think.
Oh, Christopher Plummer needs another Oscar?
I know, right? No, The Help I got beaten out. Anyways, all right. 2011, Best Picture, The King's Speech. Best Director, Tom Hooper, The King's Speech. Best Actor, Colin Firth, The King's Speech. Best Actress, Natalie Portman. Best Supporting Actor was Christian Bale, and Best Supporting Actress was Melissa Leo. Here's what I'm going to do. Maybe you switch out Best Director, Tom Hooper, for David Fincher in The Social Network, but I'm not going there. Best Picture, we make history, and we give it to the best movie that came out that year, Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is a fucking masterpiece, bro. I'm sorry. The first 10 minutes of Toy Story 3 and the last 10 minutes of Toy Story 3 are better than any part of the King's Speech.
I would maybe switch out directing instead of doing Tom Hooper for King's Speech. Maybe do Joel and Ethan Coen for True Grit, just because it's that's a tough beat.
Yeah, Aronofsky for Black. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just
you could argue Aronofsky.
Toy Story 3 is so much better than the King's Speech, like hands down.
For sure. Yeah.
Is that your selection though?
Yeah,
the Coen brothers.
I might also. I hate to do it, but I might swipe out Melissa Leo for actress in a supporting role for Haley Steinfeld in True Grit, just because that was, I think, her film debut when she came out just guns a-blazing, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in terms of...
I know Melissa Leo's the shit in the fighter.
She is the shit in the fighter, though.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a stiff competition. I could see that going either way, and I still would not be mad.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Okay, so let's go down to 2010, right? We got Best Picture, The Hurt Locker. Best Director, Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker.
Mm-hmm.
Best Actor, Jeff Bridges, who just won it for, what was that movie? Crazy Heart?
Crazy Heart, yeah.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock, which I think you know where I'm going to go with this one. And then we have Best Supporting Actor, Christoph Waltz.
Okay.
And what did he win for? This is for Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, it wasn't back-to-back. My bad. But yeah, he had already won one. And then Best Supporting Actress is Monique. Now, here's what I'm going to switch. Sandra
did win. That's right.
Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side can get right on out of there. Give it to Precious herself. Give it to Gabori Sidibe, or however you say her name.
Gabby Sidibe.
Yeah, give it to her. That's an easy switch.
Again, you talk about somebody that we had never seen before and just came out onto the screen and was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, give it to her, or maybe Jeremy Renner over Jeff Bridges. But
okay.
I don't have. I love Sandra Bullock. I feel bad stripping an Oscar from her hands. That was not the role for her to win an Oscar. Sorry. Anyways, we're gonna go down.
I mean, she's good, but
in The Blind Side, like,
no.
Anyways,
I also think that The Hurt Locker got a little bit too much recognition in that one. It's a fun movie, but that movie really, really, really slows down the second they step away from the bombs. I mean, like, puts the brakes on in a big bad way.
Once you learn it's a character study, you kind of.
Sure, but even still, it's like, wow, this was way more interesting when they had bombs in front of them. Now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that would be a boring movie by the end of it. You're like, oh, is the whole thing's bombs? Anyways, we're going to move on to what, 2009. Best Picture, Slumdog Millionaire. Not a lot of contenders that year. Fine with that. Best Director, Danny Boyle. He deserves one. No problems there. Best Actor. This is where Michael's going to have problems. He'll tell you about it in a second. Sean Penn for Milk, right?
Yeah, right.
And then Best Actress, Kate Winslet, no problem there. Best Supporting Actor, right? Heath Ledger, no problem there.
No problems there at all.
Except I got a fucking problem there.
Except for, lest we forget,
that was
performance of a lifetime where Robert Downey Jr. had to play, 5, 6 people in a role?
Yes, the correct, and I love the fact he was fine in the Joker. The answer is Robert Downey Jr.
It's 100% for Tropic Thunder. 100%.
Yes. Actually, my actual honest-to-God answer, and this pains me as I'm a big fan of Penelope Cruz. I'm a big fan of Penelope Cruz, and she won Best Supporting Actress that year for Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which is actually, she's very good. Vicky
Cristina Barcelona.
I like saying Barcelona. Penelope Cruz is wonderful in that movie. Really, the answer to me is Marissa Tomei wins for The Wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah, and that pains me to say. Believe me.
Yep.
But really, you asked me to do Heath Ledger after he died, or Robert Downey for Captain Lincoln Osiris. Man, I still want Lincoln Osiris to win. Or
sure.
Kirk Lazarus.
The problem is that the second Heath Ledger died,
there was way too much momentum.
The
movie grossed $1 billion.
Exactly. There was no stopping it. I would also maybe swap out Sean Penn and Milk for Mickey Rourke.
I'm no problems there.
Sean Penn is fine, but Mickey Rourke really pulled out all the stops. I mean, again, you talk about somebody who transformed into the character. He got his body in shape. I mean, that dude looks like a beaten down 80s wrestler.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we're in 2008 now. You ready? Best Picture, No Country for Old Men. There's a little bit of Best Director is Joel and Ethan Coen. That's why I was going to say no against when you were talking about True Grit. I couldn't do it there.
Okay.
Best Actor, Daniel Day-Lewis for There Will Be Blood. Best Actress was Marion Cotillard Best Supporting Actor was Javier Bardem, well earned, and Best Supporting Actress was Tilda Swinton. I don't have a lot of that I would bump up here too. I really liked, if you've never seen this movie, and I am a stan of his, I guess, Johnny Depp in Finding Neverland is really, really good in that movie. I don't know if it's better than Daniel Day-Lewis in... So maybe...
I would argue probably not.
The only one I would really go with is I do think that Elliot Page, or Ellen... I guess she was Ellen Page, but Elliot Page was really good in Juno. The movie can annoy you all you want. She can play a snarky teen, but like she's really good in that movie.
Agreed.
I don't have a lot of. I don't really have a lot of bump ups in this one in the big six.
I might swap out Tilda Swinton and Michael Clayton for Amy Ryan in Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, that's I don't mind that. But yeah, I think Juno would probably be my pick there. But again, I don't bump up against a lot. Maybe switch No Country for Old Men for There Will Be Blood. But even then, I don't know. Man.
Again, that's one of those that was a good year for movies. So that's really, really stiff comedy. Like there's almost no wrong answer other than Heath Ledger winning over Robert Downey Jr. But
all right, so now we're gonna go down to 2007, right?
Yes, sir.
Best Picture, The Departed. Best Director, Martin Scorsese. No problems there on either one of those. Best Actor, Forrest Whitaker for The Last King of Scotland. Mm-hmm. Best Actress, Helen Mirren. Best Supporting Actor is Alan Arkin. No problem there. And Best Supporting Actress, Jennifer Hudson. Super deserved there. Y'all are not going to like me on this one. Why I had no problem switching King Richard, Will Smith earlier, this should have been the Oscar that Will Smith won, was for Pursuit of Happiness. I think Forrest Whitaker is brilliant as Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland, but I really think that was Will Smith's year. I think his performance in Pursuit of Happiness is vastly superior to that of King Richard, which he won an Oscar for.
But I would see that. Yeah. I see what you're doing. Yeah. That would.
I'm doing full revisionist history with the knowledge of today of pacting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, that's a stiff. I mean,
you can maybe put Penelope Cruz switching Helen Mirren, but Mark Wahlberg's really. What is he? Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg in The Departed. I mean,
Jennifer Hudson was on fire that year.
Yeah, oh my God.
Abigail Breslin was really good in Little Miss Sunshine.
Is done.
Yeah. Abigail Breslin was really good in Little Miss Sunshine. But
again, she's going up against Jennifer Hudson, so it's, I mean, how do you... Yeah. But again, somebody like Abigail Breslin who just comes onto the scene and now she's in everything. It's like, oh, we literally got to see your nascent, like, little baby performance.
So you would do Will Smith for Forrest Whitaker, or trying to find a definitive answer?
Yeah, I would say that. Maybe switch around one of the other two that we talked about, but even then, I
don't bump up against anything. So, all right, the next one's easy. This is going to be the easiest one we ever do, and we might even not go through it. Best Picture was Crash. We're switching that to Brokeback Mountain.
Absolutely.
And we're done 100%.
With this list. Done.
We're done with that list. We're moving on to 2005.
Again, Crash was such an Oscar bait movie that it almost was painful to watch in terms of like, oh, they very clearly are just trying to hit all the check all the boxes in terms of we got a great cast, a great director, and it's very emotional, and it's going to be this, it's going to be dark,
it's going to be
great,
movies,
it's going to be...
Good Luck and Good Night is fucking boring, but Brokeback Mountain's that was the best movie that year.
For sure.
Yeah, Munich was really good too, but whatever. We're switching off from that. We're done there. So let's move on to 2000.
Memoirs of a Geisha. I would put that in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. We're done. That was it. Crash, switch that for Brokeback Mountain. We're out. Let's go to 2005, right?
Let's do it.
Best Picture, $1 Million Baby. Best Director, Clint Eastwood. He had to get one, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Best Actor, Jamie Foxx. No problem there, except for the fact that there's a little man named Johnny Depp in that movie. No, that's right. No, what was he nominated for that movie? Oh, this is Finding Neverland. The other one was the one earlier was Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, this is for Finding Neverland. He's really good in that movie, but Jamie Foxx he is incredible in that movie. The snub that happened this year for Best Actor was Paul Giamatti did not get nominated for Sideways, and he should have been. He's incredible in that movie.
You're right. He didn't even get nominated.
Yeah. So Best Actress was Hilary Swank. I think it's Boys Don't Cry, I think.
$1 Million Baby.
$1 Million. Oh, yeah, duh. And then Morgan Freeman, Supporting Actor, $1 Million Baby, and Best Supporting Actress was Cate Blanchett.
That might be the one that I swap out is Morgan Freeman for $1 Million Baby and Clive Owen in Closer.
I would switch Morgan Freeman and Thomas Hayden Church in Sideways.
Okay. Okay.
And the other one, I mean, Ray, I could switch that for Best Picture with $1 Million Baby. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but $1 Million Baby, fine, whatever. To me, that movie is not for me, but I get why people like it. So I would switch Thomas Hayden Church for Morgan Freeman, but here nor there.
Okay.
All right, this next one's fairly easy too. Really easy. Best Picture, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. It swept everything. Best Director, Peter Jackson, Return of the King.
Yep.
Best Actor, Sean Penn, I think, in Milk.
Mystic River.
Oh, Mystic River. That's right. And then Best Actress was Charlize Theron. Best Supporting Actor was Tim Robbins in Mystic River. Best Supporting Actress was Renee Zellweger in Cold Mountain. That performance, no. But the answer here is switch bitch-ass Sean Penn for Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. What the fuck are we doing?
One of them built a franchise.
Launched $1 billion franchise. And the other one's just going, my son, give me my son.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't.
That was also he channeled Mel Gibson in what was that movie, Conspiracy or Collateral or
right. Conspiracy Theory.
Yeah, give me back my son. Ransom, I think it was.
That's it. Yeah.
No, Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean is the answer there. Fuck Mystic River.
Although,
no, I don't want to.
No. Hold on. I'm saying I might switch out Peter Jackson for directing with City of God.
Man, Return of the King was like a tribute to. No, look, City of God's incredible. We're not gonna get in an argument about that. But was that even nominated? City of God?
Yeah.
Oh, was
for
that
best directing? Yeah.
2020.
Fernando
Okay.
Morales.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Return of the King was a tribute to the entire franchise. So I'm not mad at that. But Johnny Depp should have won over bitch ass Sean Penn. Point blank period.
I choose that.
What are we doing
But
here?
Also, I would. Absolutely, just because
Holly Hunter in 13 is vastly superior than Renee Zell. Who the fuck is Renee Zellweger? She's annoying in that movie, Australia or whatever, Cold Mountain, whatever.
Right. I would just say I would switch out Lord of the Rings just because it won everything else anyway. So give it to City of God, which I think is.
Oh, are you talking about Best Director? Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying Best Picture. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like it. That's what I'm saying. It already won Best Picture, Best Best Cinematography, Best Costuming, Best it won all the technical awards. Give it
That'd
to
be
City
a weird
of God.
omission. That'd be a weird one. Anyways, all right, let's move on to 2023. We're almost done. Let's bring it home. Best Picture was Chicago. Best Director was Roman Sadly Polanski in The Pianist. Best Actor was Adrian Brody in The Pianist. Best Actress was Nicole Kidman. And Best Supporting Actor was... What did Nicole Kidman get Best Actress for in that one?
The Hours.
Oh, The Hours. That's right. Best Supporting Actor was Chris Cooper. And Best Supporting Actress was Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago.
I gotta say, I think Chicago got way too much hype on this one.
Dude, me too.
Just
Michael,
I'm sure it's a well constructed movie, but just comparatively to what it was going up against, just no.
First off, John C. Reilly should have won. I don't even know what Chris Cooper won for, but John C. Reilly should have won. No, actually, my answer is Selma Hayek in Frida should have won.
Yes, 100%.
That's where I'm at with that.
That
one.
was a much, for sure.
That's where I'm at with that one.
I would also maybe swap out either Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York for Adrian Brody.
He overacts so much in that role.
Or
I'm sorry.
Nicolas Cage in Adaptation.
I knew you were going to say that. Now, Adrian Brody's really good in The Pianist.
And this is, I promise, this is not just me fanboying on Nicolas Cage. I think that this is one of those, I hate to say rare instances, but where when you give Nicolas Cage stuff that he can really chew on and get into, he knocks it out of the park in Adaptation. And that being said, I'm not a fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of him in that movie.
No, that's fair. I still believe in my heart of hearts. I think Daniel Day-Lewis, as good as he is, I don't really like. He's kind of annoying as Bill the Butcher, in my opinion. He just screams at me the whole movie. I got no problem with Nick Cage in that movie. I do think Adrian Brody in The Pianist is the correct answer. But Selma Hayek and Frida is the answer for me. So let's go down to 2002. All right, Best Picture. Our big six were Best Picture, A Beautiful Mind. Best Director, Ron Howard, A Beautiful Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Best Actor, Denzel Washington. We all know what that is for. Best Actress, Halle Berry in Monsters Balls. Best Supporting Actor was Jim Broadbent in Iris. I don't know what that one is.
I don't know that one, yeah.
Best Supporting Actress, Jennifer Connelly in Beautiful Mind.
Yep.
Now, here's mine. Here's what I'm just going to put out there, right? We switch Best Supporting Actor for Ian McKellen as Gandalf. What are we doing here? And also, why are we not nominating Gollum? What are we doing
Right,
here?
right,
That's
right, yeah.
That is the biggest snub of all time.
yeah,
Is not
yeah.
nominating
The fact that Andy Serkis walks home empty-handed consistently.
dumbest crap. That is the most massive.
The dude literally reinvented CGI mocap. I mean, like, that was the guy who was the avant-garde. You know, he was the tip of the spear.
Yeah, he should be best supporting actor in that movie, and it's not even close.
Just for the body work alone.
Yeah,
but because technically it's not a real character or
bullshit.
whatever. Yeah, or it's a cartoon or what have you. But yeah.
So we're on at the bare minimum. I'm sorry, Ian McKellen. I can accept Ian McKellen as.
Remember Sean Penn? I Am Sam? Went full R-word? Went home empty-handed.
Yeah. Oh, also, Ron Howard for A Beautiful Mind. David Lynch from Mulholland Drive is.
I can't stand that movie.
You can't. I know a lot of people can't.
Some
people say it's the best movie ever.
I try so hard to get behind David Lynch movies, but that one was just a bridge too fucking far, man. From the time I started to the time I finished, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
What is happening right now?
Yeah.
Why is everybody playing two roles and then these people are the same person but they don't know about each other and what?
Yeah, it's a weird one, but I don't know. Whatever.
The best part of that movie was Naomi Watts furiously masturbating, and they threw in the like.
That'll be censored on YouTube. Either way, but no, the answer on that one is freaking Andy Serkis in Best Supporting Actor. He wasn't nominated, so therefore by default, I'll give it to Ian McKellen. All right, now 2001, the 73rd Annual Academy Awards. Best Picture, Gladiator. You know where I'm going here. Best Director, Steven Soderbergh, Traffic. Hang on, we'll come back to that. Best Actor, Russell Crowe. We'll come back to that. Best Actress, Julia Roberts. There's a lot of bad ones here. Best Supporting Actor, Benicio. No problem there. Best Supporting Actress, Marcia Gay Harden. Now, this is the easiest one for me. You take out Best Picture, Gladiator, and you put in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
100%. 100%.
That's the move. It's the better movie. Yeah.
Got
no problem with Steven Soderbergh for Traffic. Ang Lee.
I have a little bit of problem with Traffic. Again, it's one of those like Oscar bait, like again, where it's just like, oh, we just got to hit all the boxes. Release it. But Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon at that point was so different than anything else that had come. I mean, it drew from all the classic, Chinese theater tropes that we love and had grown to appreciate, but presenting them on such a big, beautiful scale like that. Totally deserve the Oscar.
Why I'm not no, it should for talking about for Best Picture, yes, Crouching Tiger. Yeah. Why I'm not mad at Steven Soderbergh winning for Traffic is he had directed two movies that came out that year, and both of them were nominated for Best Picture. Right. Yeah, for Aaron Brockovich, which shouldn't be, but it is, and for Traffic. So I don't mind him getting it just for the body of work for that year.
Sure.
But like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was the best movie that came out that year. So
I agree. I would also maybe swap out actress in a leading role, Aaron Brockovich, Julia Roberts, and switch that with Ellen Burstyn from Requiem for a Dream.
I don't think
phenomenal.
I don't see her as a lead. I think that's just a miscategory in my opinion. She should be supporting at the bare minimum. And Kate Hudson in Almost Famous was really damn good.
That's true.
She's really damn good.
That. Sure.
So anyways, we're going to go on to our last one, the year 2000. In the year 2000. For our Conan fans out there. Best Picture, American Beauty. Best Director, Sam Mendes, American Beauty. Best Actor, Kevin Spacey, American Beauty. Best Actress, Hilary Swank, Boys Don't Cry, I believe.
Yep.
Best Supporting Actor, Michael Caine, and I'm not 100% sure.
Michael Caine was, the Cider House Rules.
Oh, that's right. And
Good night, you Princes of New England.
And then Best Supporting Actress was Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. I don't really have an issue. I mean, American Beauty won, Green Mile. I would argue the only one I could maybe put in there is Michael Clark Duncan over Michael Caine, but I think that was kind of his legacy one, where they're like, let's give him one more.
Right.
I have no problem with Catherine Keener and being John Malkovich winning over Angelina Jolie, though.
Actress in a...
Yeah, actress in a supporting role.
Yeah.
I got no problem with Catherine Keener winning for being John Malkovich.
I mean,
I don't bump this one. I don't have as much passion about this year. But
Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted is phenomenal. I think that's one of those. I would, maybe swipe out Michael Clark Duncan with The Green Mile.
I feel stronger about that than I do Catherine Keener.
I'm sorry, with Cider House Rules. And also I might put Denzel Washington in the Hurricane over Kevin Spacey in American Beauty.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not. I don't know if I agree with you on that, but I see where you're coming from. I think that was the only one I looked there, being like, of any of them.
Yeah. Oh, also, I might also swipe out Being John Malkovich, Spike Jonze, with American Beauty. Again, just because American Beauty is a little bit of an Oscar bait. And Being John Malkovich was such an original idea.
That's true.
And
that's true.
I mean, literally, of the entire list of movies that came out that year, nothing was like that. It was completely unique.
I mean, the most impactful movie of those is The Sixth Sense. Let's be honest, but I mean, I'm glad Being John Malkovich got nominated. I don't know if it was the best picture that year though, or best directed, but I don't know. Like I said, I think honestly the answer for me would be Michael Clark Duncan over Michael Caine.
Agree. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, anyways, now that we're done that, we have revised all of the Oscars, and we can tell you definitively who we think should have won because we haven't even seen probably half of these movies. Or we've seen enough. You know what I mean? We've seen enough to talk about it. Or pretend like we do.
Welcome to the Uninformed Podcast.
Man, who cares? We just fixed it. We fixed the Oscars. It was Black Panther. It was Johnny Depp.
That's right.
It was not Renee Zellweger.
Sometimes, the most popular movie actually does
best
deserve
movie.
the best movie.
What are we doing here? Anyways. All right. Well, on that note.
Oh, they're starting to play us off.
Uh-oh.
Bam, 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 bam.
Well, I want to thank my
bam,
agent. I want to thank my stylist.
bam, bam, bam,
I want to thank God. I want to thank the Academy itself. If I'm sure I'm in a hurry. If I forgot your name, I'm sorry. Go watch a movie and talk about it with someone you love.